So if you saw my video earlier this week with Kyle Van Pelt, actually the two videos, we talked about the future of financial advice and planning and investing when it comes to technology in the fintech world, but also from his standpoint as a client, where he thinks the advisory relationship is heading and what advisors need to do to make themselves relevant and provide a good value in the future. And we've been debating this as advisors for the last year and a half and beyond, but I feel like it's been very intense over the last year about the proper advice model, how we get compensated, what's fair, what's not fair, who's charging too much, and really it's made us all look bad. I think that at the end of the day, we're trying to spark a good conversation, all while talking our own book to make ourselves look better, and I think it's kind of a bad look for the profession. But that being aside, one thing we're not talking about, and I don't know the answer quite yet, is as we move to potentially more advisors working under planning fees, retainer fees, subscription models, whatever it might be, moving away from heavy AUM to these other compensation and relationship models, are our clients ready for that? Are they prepared for that? If you look at the older generation, the baby boomers, most of them are paying all of their advisory fees, their planning fees out of their investments, and they probably can't change that because they're living on fixed incomes and they've never budgeted for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year out of pocket for financial planning and advice. So that model will probably be there for a while, and I know my good friend Tyrone Ross thinks differently, but I don't think AUM goes away super quick, but I do think we start to see the transition over to other models, and we're already seeing that today. So I think that that's there, but I'm looking at more of the mid-career, starting out, those clients that maybe the AUM model is gonna go away for them in the long run, but are they gonna be willing to pay out of pocket every month or annually the fee that we advisors charge? And whether that's a high level or low level, take that out of the picture, but will they value what we do to pay out of pocket, to sacrifice a vacation or sacrifice some type of subscription to something else to pay us for our advice and help throughout the years? Now obviously I believe that the advisors bring tremendous value, otherwise I wouldn't be putting all my eggs in this basket and putting my whole family's future in this career. But I don't know if when it comes time to money coming out of cash flow, money coming out of checking and savings every month or however often it is, if clients are really going to be open to that right away. So obviously we as a profession need to make our value obvious, do good financial planning, shift away from having all the focus on investments and actually be providing advice and more of a consultative approach rather than investment focused. And I think as the fees shift, we start to have that. But I think we also need to start writing and talking more about these other models, so it's not just amongst ourselves as professionals, but that the public is realizing that there might be this trend towards advice going more like the CPA route or the attorney route, to where it is a monthly fee coming out of cash flow. And what are you going to be expecting from your advisor to be worth your time and money to be able to do that? I don't know the answers yet. I think we've got a lot of time ahead of us before we find it, but we're starting to see that, subscription models are taking off. You've got the XY Planning Network, which I'm a member of, 800 strong advisors that are offering a subscription model. I personally have one. So I see that the need is there, but it's one thing to charge $150 or $200 a month for the ongoing planning relationship, but will people be setting aside $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a year, whatever it might be for the planning, to pay their advisor? That's where I'm not so sure if the public's ready for that, because they've never really had to do that yet, and our value has always been tied to investments as advisors. So advisor field, my peers, let's keep on talking about the importance of financial planning, directing the focus there with our clients, building our practices around that. I think that makes that transition a little bit easier, but I don't think it's gonna be as quick or as easy as some people believe, just from a standpoint that most people don't have enough cash flow to pay out of pocket for this. And at the end of the day, if it comes down to taking a family on vacation or paying their financial advisor for the year, we're consumers. I think most people are gonna go away from the planning to take that trip. And it's a little bit scary if you think about the troubles that we're in, as far as on average the financial picture of most American households. More people need financial advice, and I don't know what that does to it. So those are just some thoughts I had as a fallout from my conversation with Kyle, and also a conversation with Tyrone this morning about our businesses and what we're doing. But just that the models are changing, advisors are talking about it, but our clients thinking about that, and our future clients prepared to pay in different ways than in the past. So talk about it amongst yourself, throw some notes up in Twitter. I'm curious to think what other people say But as this transition goes, we need to not only prepare the advisor field, but we also need to be preparing the public for potential changes. And again, I think AUM will be around for a long time. It may always be a part, but I think there will be a shift from heavy AUM to a little bit more along these lines and where it evens out. We just have to make sure that the value is there, people appreciate it, and then that our clients are in position to be able to pay for our services and not go without financial advice. So curious to hear what y'all say. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.